with Ken Smith Gallery. So excited about the next series of videos that we're going to be producing. We are going to be doing some extensive work on the Model A. We're going to be putting in shock absorbers, modern shock absorbers, mind you. We're going to be doing kingpins, and we're going to be servicing the brakes. So be sure to stick around, give us a like, a subscribe, because you're really going to want to see the content that we've got behind all of this. This is going to be a multi-series, multi-set of videos doing all of that work that I just mentioned. So the first thing I just want to show you really quick is these are front shock absorbers, brackets designed by Ken Davis. I really got to tell you, what I'm excited about these versus what else I've seen out there when it comes to modern shock absorbers is these are Monroes. They're not Chinese built. They're made right here in the United States. I've worked with Monroe installing them on modern cars. Always enjoyed the performance of the shock absorber, and so I'm very excited to actually put these on. Now you may be asking me, well, hey, how come you just don't install the modern, the original shock absorbers, or rebuild the original shock absorbers? Well, one, I really didn't want to be honest with you. There was a lot of work involved in having to already take these things off and do a lot of rebuilding that I didn't really want to spend the time doing it. So they're going to come off, they're going to go in a box. I may keep them, I may throw them up on eBay. I haven't really decided. It's my car, so that's what I'm going to do. And I like the ride of a modern shock absorber, plain and simple. And so I drive the car, and it's my daily driver, kind of, sort of, but I put a lot of miles, and I plan on putting a lot of miles on this car. I did over 3,500 miles on it last year, and I'm hoping to average somewhere between, maybe 5,000 and 10,000 miles a year once we get the car all done. So that's the reason why I really wanted to put a modern shock absorber on it. Plus, my wife would really enjoy the ride of a modern shock absorber. One of her gripes about the car, and quite honestly, it's a fair gripe, is that it rides like you're in a wagon. And right now it does, because the shock absorbers that are on it don't work anyway. So rather than spend $1,300, $1,400 on a new set of shock absorbers, or maybe spending $800 to $1,000 to have them rebuilt, I decided for $275, we're going to go ahead and go with the Ken Davis shock absorbers. So very excited to put these on. When it comes to the brakes, we're going to do something a little different. And I'm not going to allude to that right now. So you're just going to have to watch the video and see exactly what I do. But we're not going to do the traditional brake reline. So very excited about that. Very excited to share with you what we do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I always use a floor jack and jack stands. I don't mess around. That's the way I do things. I hope you keep your safety in mind. It's definitely, safety is a huge part that's always on my mind. Used to work on cars for a living years ago, before I had a back injury that kind of gave me a career change. But nonetheless, safety is always on my mind. Hope it's on yours too. We're going to go ahead and start getting things done, and let's see what we got. All right, so we got over to the passenger side, and we can kind of see over there maybe the lining is a little bit close to that rivet. Let's see if I can get a better angle for you to see. Yeah, right there. There we go. Kind of blocking the light, so let me get some light there. There we go. All right, so you can kind of see we're just about down to the rivet there, so it's definitely in need of brakes. Now, in taking the driver's side off, I've got one of these pins I can't even get out. Probably going to have to maybe put a little heat on it or try to press it out, something. One of the shoes came out, no problem. The other one had to use a drift to get one out, and tried using a drift to get the other one out. Haven't been successful with that yet, but we're going to go ahead and remove these shoes, and we'll go from there. Well, the good news is we got the brake shoes off. The not so good news is that we've got 3 pins that are just rusted in tight. They're not moving. I'm going to try to run over to my buddies and see if we might be able to use this press and press them out. In case you're curious about these, my shop towels, believe it or not, I get these for free. They're surgical towels that the hospital throws away. So I'm repurposing these as actual shop towels. So if you know someone who's a surgical nurse, you might want to actually check with them and see what they do with their surgical nurse towels, their surgery towels. So anyhow, I thought I'd share that little tidbit with you. And we're going to see if we can get these pins off, and then we're going to drop them off and get them relined. So I told you all earlier that I was going to do something a little different with the brake shoes, and I am. So let me show you. Alrighty, so here we are. I am at a clutch and brake manufacturing place right here in Johnson City, about 12 miles or so from my home. And so they actually do remanufacturing of clutches and brake shoes. So I'm bringing the brake shoes to them because for just a few dollars more, I get modern linings that are going to go into my cast iron drums, and get probably at least as good a brake stop as I would with probably original replacement shoes that I have to drill out the rivets and put new rivets in. I really didn't want to do that. And so, you know, a stitch in time saves 9, and that's what I plan on doing. So here we are. at a place where we're just about ready to get the backing plate off. And as you can probably tell, it was definitely a challenge. Let me move this over here a little bit more so you can kind of see. It was definitely a challenge to get it off. The cotter pins hadn't been out in, who knows, eons probably. And but we got the backing plate off now, and we're gonna start on our spindle next. I've got most of the cotter pins out, I think. Gonna double check the book. Now, I didn't go through step by step on how to take all of this out. You really need the red book, if you know what I'm talking about. If you're a Model A guy, you need the red book. Follow the instructions. They're well written, well diagrammed. This has just been kind of a challenge for me because I don't think any of this has been apart in probably maybe a couple of decades, seriously. And kingpins are pretty shot. You can see how much they're moving right now. You can probably hear that too. Both sides were like that, so I knew it was time, and we're gonna keep going. So I've run into my first major snag, and it's right here. This tie rod end attaching to the spindle, it looks like it's been peened over at some juncture. I have tried everything to get this loose, to pop this off, and to no avail. I've even tried, I don't have acetylene, but I did try MAP gas around this. Was thinking about trying penetrating oil. Not sure that that's going to get that off. I'm going to go ahead and continue to remove all the other components. And I've got stuff to do on the other side yet. And my thought process is unscrew this. If I can get the other end off, and I'm not sure I can yet, but if I can get the other end off, then just unscrew this end from the tie rod and leave it on, take it over to my buddy's house. He's got acetylene, and we'll see if we can get it off that way. And if not, we might end up having to cut it off. And I would prefer not to have to do that, but I don't think this has ever been serviced, or at least probably in the last 20 or so years. And so that's the first snag that I've run in, but like I said, I'm going to continue to keep working on it, see what I can get done, and we'll go from there. So this is the Ken Davis shock mount. Just got the old shock absorber out. It was toast. I'm just going to put the mount in for now. No need to just have the shock dangling around and just be in the way of everything else. But I'm going to go ahead and put the shock mount on. Actually, I probably won't, when I think about it. Probably going to scrape that area up, get it a little bit clean, maybe get some paint on there. And but anyhow, that's the Ken Davis shock absorber mount. The front shock would kind of mount like so, and kind of bolt to the front axle. So, alrighty, so we got the kingpin out. Was a real chore. As you can see, I ended up having to leave the tie rod end on and kind of give you a close-up view. This is what I meant by it looked like the end is just all mashed up. I may be able to get that off, I may not, but we'll see. But anyhow, that's kind of it, and that's gonna do it to the other side. And yeah, whoo, we finally got everything off, and it certainly challenged me, but glad I was able to do it. Got everything apart, got everything now cleaned, made a materials list of, or a parts list of the parts that I need to order, and surprisingly not as many as I thought, which is a good thing for my wallet. And I went over to my friend John Lingo to help me get that tie rod end off, and he's just an ace. What can I say? One of the things that John was making for me was this right here, and this is a custom bushing driver. This will allow me to actually drive the bushings in absolutely straight, and this part of it right here drives the old bushings out. This part of it right here drives the new bushings in. And so really excited to be able to use this. John Lingo, thank you so much. We're going to get our parts ordered online, and pretty soon we will be reinstalling everything as parts come in, and we'll have more of that video for you here soon. So remember to like and subscribe. So important to us, so we continue to bring content. We've got lots of things planned, including putting a roof on this, and very excited to show you what we're going to do. And so again, remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you down the road. Most of all, be blessed.